Now to the acting awards. Best Supporting Actress. The nominees were Naomi Harris for Moonlight, Nicole Kidman for Lion, Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures, Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea, and Viola Davis for Fences. Viola Davis won, and Viola Davis can do no wrong, so I'm perfectly happy with that, personally. While I wasn't a huge fan of Fences itself, she gave a very powerful performance. I think it's definitely Oscar worthy. However, the one I really wanted to win was Naomi Harris in Moonlight. Her role was so powerful. She was one of Moonlight takes place over 3 different time periods. There's the protagonist's childhood, his adolescence, and then his adulthood. And other than the protagonist and one other character, Naomi Harris's character, Paula, who's the protagonist's mother, is the only one to show up in all 3 time periods. And her development over the story is just so devastating and emotional and powerful. And after I read about kind of behind the scenes stuff, it made me appreciate it even more because of a visa problem, she only had 3 days to film her part out of sequence, and somehow she still gave this amazing, raw, powerful performance. I'm kind of speechless about it. It was so good. Nicole Kidman was great in Lion, but I really feel like sometimes I feel like Oscars should go to actors and actresses who play parts that are, if it's more of a stretch for them, I feel more willing to give them the Oscar as if it's my choice to make. And Nicole Kidman did a great job. She's a good actress, but it wasn't as different, kind of. It wasn't as far from Nicole Kidman herself as the character of Paula was for Naomi Harris, say. Octavia Spencer was great in Hidden Figures, but it's kind of the same thing as the Nicole Kidman effect. Michelle Williams was great in Manchester by the Sea. She's not in it for very long, and obviously there have been actresses who have won Oscars for performances that didn't have much runtime, like Meryl Streep in Kramer vs. Kramer and Anne Hathaway in Les Mis. But with those performances, they kind of, even though they weren't on screen for very long, they still struck me pretty quickly and pretty deep. Michelle Williams just didn't do that. She was good, but I don't think she deserved it, considering the screen time. Best Supporting Actor, the nominees were Jeff Bridges for Hell or High Water, Lucas Hedges for Manchester by the Sea, Dev Patel for Lion, Michael Shannon for Nocturnal Animals, and Mahershala Ali for Moonlight. Mahershala Ali won. He deserves it. He was amazing. Moonlight's amazing. So good. Mahershala Ali is an excellent actor. He was also in Hidden Figures. Smaller role, kind of more clear-cut role, but very good in that. He plays a drug dealer in Moonlight, but he makes it what could so easily be like a stock character. He gives this character like layers and makes him sympathetic and amazing. It's so good. Jeff Bridges was great in Hell or High Water, but pretty by the numbers. Lucas Hedges, he was good in Manchester by the Sea, but again, I'm not sure I'd consider it Oscar worthy. Dev Patel in Lion, I would have been happy to, I thought he was amazing and deserves an award, but he doesn't deserve the supporting actor award. He deserves the lead actor award, and I know that they decide who goes in what category partially on which category they think they're most likely to win, but he should have been a leading actor. The movie's about him, and a good deal of it shows Sonny Pawar playing his character, so a younger version of him, but he's still, the main character, so that one confuses me. Michael Shannon was great in Nocturnal Animals. That's all I have to say about that. Again, not quite Oscar-worthy, but I'm glad Nocturnal Animals got some recognition. It was a good movie. I'm surprised it didn't get more. And I love Jake Gyllenhaal, so I would have loved to see him nominated for lead actor, but there will be other years for that. Best Actress, the nominees were Emma Stone for La La Land, Isabelle Huppert for Elle, Ruth Negga for Loving, Natalie Portman for Jackie, and Meryl Streep for Florence Foster Jenkins. I only saw two of these movies, La La Land with Emma Stone, who won, and Loving with Ruth Negga. And they were both good. La La Land, I think, deserved a lot of awards. I don't think Best Actress was one of them. Emma Stone did a good job, but again, it's the whole stretch thing. It seemed pretty similar to her already, like a just less successful version of herself, kind of. Isabelle Huppert was supposed to be fantastic in Elle. I really want to see it. I haven't yet. Ruth Negga was great in Loving. I think I would have preferred that she win the Oscar over Emma Stone. But again, not my decision to make. I haven't seen Jackie. I really want to. I love Natalie Portman, so I would not have been disappointed if she had won. I have no interest in seeing Florence Foster Jenkins. It just doesn't look interesting to me. Meryl Streep is great. So I'm kind of surprised she didn't win just because of like her Golden Globe speech and everybody loved her after that. But I can't really say if she deserved it or not, and I don't want to see the movie to find out. So Best Actor, the nominees were Andrew Garfield for Hacksaw Ridge, Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea, Ryan Gosling for La La Land, Viggo Mortensen for Captain Fantastic, and Denzel Washington for Fences. Casey Affleck won. I kind of just thought he was being a sadder version of himself for like 2.5 hours, so it didn't really do it for me. Andrew Garfield was good in Hacksaw Ridge. Honestly, the part about his performance that struck me the most was his southern accent, which I was not expecting when I started watching that movie. Ryan Gosling was good in La La Land, but it's kind of like Emma Stone. I think La La Land deserved a lot of awards, and Best Actor was not one of them. I didn't see Captain Fantastic, so I can't say about Viggo Mortensen. I think Denzel Washington should have gotten it for Fences. I wasn't a huge fan of the movie, but his performance, and I know I've said this about like every other acting nominee, I thought his performance was really powerful, and yeah, I don't have much more to say about that. Best Director, the nominees were Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Mel Gibson for Hacksaw Ridge, Barry Jenkins for Moonlight, Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea, and Denis Villeneuve for Arrival. Damien Chazelle won for La La Land, and I'm very happy. I loved La La Land. I know it gets a lot of hate, but I thought it was a fantastic movie. And I also loved Damien Chazelle's movie Whiplash, which was nominated not last year, but the year before for Best Picture. And it was kind of the one that nobody saw, but I thought it was amazing and should have won. And I'm really glad that Damien Chazelle's getting this recognition now. Hacksaw Ridge didn't do much for me, so I'm kind of glad Mel Gibson didn't win. It was fine. Not Oscar worthy. Moonlight was also amazing, and while I'm not sure I could say I would have been equally happy with a Barry Jenkins win, I wouldn't have been unhappy. It's an amazing movie, and it's if you read more about it, it's very close to Barry Jenkins's heart. Like, it takes place in his hometown, and just the way he kind of, I don't know, a lot of his directing choices I thought were really interesting and really powerful and good decisions. Kenneth Lonergan, Manchester by the Sea, I don't think he deserved it, and I'll get into Manchester by the Sea in the Best Picture category, which is next. I'm sorry, I know this is really long. Denis Villeneuve for Arrival. I would have liked to see Arrival get something, and that could have been a good one, so a little sad, but again, Damien Chazelle, I love him. And finally, Best Picture. That was inconvenient. Best Picture. The nominees were Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Moonlight, Manchester by the Sea. So 9 out of the 10 possible nomination spots. So Moonlight won, obviously. I mean, at this point, everybody knows about the big upset where they said La La Land and then Moonlight actually won. Moonlight was a great movie. I think it deserves it. I'm really happy that it won because of the representation it gives to the minorities it represents. Why do I keep getting messages? And I can't say that I didn't want other things to win more, though. I think at this point it's not because I'm objective. I think it's just because I personally connected more to other movies, and I don't think that's saying that they're better than Moonlight, but just who I am. I just connected more to other movies. Arrival was a really good movie. It was really solid. The second time I watched it, I noticed kind of some inconsistencies and some threads that I didn't see getting like tied through all the way, but it's still a solid movie. Fences, as I said before, it's adapted from a play, and you could really tell. They have a lot of conversations in one setting for like the whole movie. That's basically it. It's like a play on screen. That being said, the acting was great. I just had trouble with it. I wanted it to be a little more dynamic. Hacksaw Ridge was solid. It was a little bloody for me. I don't think it was Oscar worthy. It was a good movie. It got a little heavy-handed at times where they'd have this score kind of swelling into this big dramatic thing, and it just made it seem a little cheesy. So, not my favorite. Hell or High Water, as I've said, really straightforward plot, but were still like multifaceted characters. It was engaging. It was fun to watch. I kind of wanted Hell or High Water to win. It was a great movie. Hidden Figures was a little by the numbers for me. That being said, it's a very good by the numbers movie. Like, go watch it, definitely. It's really good. But it felt kind of like classic Oscar bait. La La Land, I love jazz, I love musical theater, I love Hollywood. It just kind of hit all those points for me, and I don't want to spoil it, so I don't want to get too deep into like the meaning of the story, but its kind of core theme struck deep for me because it's something I kind of think about a lot. So that movie particularly struck me. Also, it's just gorgeous, like the color scheme and the cinematography, and the music is amazing. I just think it's a really good movie, regardless of others' opinions. I also really, really liked Lion. I wasn't expecting that going into that. They had any movie that has like a really uplifting pop song in the trailer, I kind of turned off by, but I saw Lion anyway because it was nominated, and it was a really powerful movie. It wasn't like an advertisement for Google Earth, like I might have thought from the trailers, but it was sad, and it made me feel all of the emotions, and it was a really good experience, and I think that would be my second choice after Hell or High Water. That brings us to Manchester by the Sea. It just felt kind of, the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, this is a good movie. The second time I saw it, I said, it's still a good movie, but I don't feel like I needed to watch that again. Like, the entertainment from the movie comes from watching it the first time and seeing how everything unfolds. Not like it's a mystery or anything, but just from watching how everything goes, seeing how it all turns out. And then when you watch it the second time, it just feels slow because you're just like, okay, when's this gonna happen? When's this gonna happen? So it wasn't my favorite. Powerful acting though, and the screenplay was in general pretty good. And again, it's all of these were solid movies. I just thought that some were more deserving than others. So that about wraps it up. This is 22 and a half minutes right now. So I'm going to probably have to publish this in a couple of different videos. But I hope you enjoyed, and I want to do a disclaimer before I end this. Even though I might have said that some things like, oh, I didn't feel like this was powerful enough, or I feel like they could have done this, I just want to say that they're all doing way better than I could do at like acting, directing, screenplay writing, anything. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. I don't know what the next movie I'm going to review will be. Sorry, it's been kind of a long time. I just wanted to watch all of these and do one big Oscars video. But I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.